Hey, Aaron, thanks for that. That's very kind of you. Thanks, Aaron. Guten Abend, everybody. Wie geht's? Guten Abend. How you doing, Marian? Hello, everybody. Welcome in. We're going to do a quick stream tonight. Go over some of the things happening here in the game. Answer any questions that you might have out there in the world. And just honestly have a good time, right? Right? Right. Have a great time. Hopefully have a good time hanging out together. Probably not going to be the longest stream. Got to get content ready for this week, both for Star Trek Infinite and Star Trek Fleet Command. It's been a busy month so far, so apologies if you haven't got to see a ton of me. I know I've been kind of all over the place. I have been pretty consistent with the stream schedule, but you know how it goes. I hope y'all are having an amazing weekend or had an amazing weekend, and I'm going to go through all the stuff going on for me on my account. And if y'all have any questions, of course, for Star Trek Fleet Command, this is your opportunity to ask, whether it has to be with the dev team, whether to do with events, etc., and we'll kind of cover all that together and go through all the things. And again, hope y'all are doing well. It's always really cool to see all of y'all here, and I appreciate every single one of you who are listening. So homemade fried chicken tenders, wow, Zillerton, what, coming in and just bragging. I don't know if that was what I was expecting, but yeah, feel free, come in and brag about getting to have homemade chicken tenders. That's pretty cool. I would too like some homemade chicken tenders. Send them my way. Exclamation point mail. Just let you know you're live streaming right now on the Saints channel. That's really weird. It shouldn't be. That shouldn't be happening. But thanks to Preach. I have no idea why that would have happened. But I appreciate you letting me know. I'll check that and delete that stream. I was doing a test earlier, but it shouldn't have been streaming to that channel. But you know, every now and then things happen. So no big deal. Appreciate you letting me know. I'm actually going to go check it out here real quick from my phone because I've got, you know, that. And let's just go see videos live. Yep, I accidentally did. So let's go ahead and delete that. That was an accident. Appreciate you for letting me know. Second tip, improving your cooking skills. Kiddos want some? Awesome. Do you know when they'll be doing the makeup ticket event? Because they had the wrong officers. It's supposed to be tomorrow. So Monday. Now, granted, I'm not sure where all of y'all time zones are, but the makeup event for the wrong ticket event will be tomorrow. And according to the dev, they are also going to provide the tickets to do that. So now don't expect, you know, 3 sets of tickets. They're going to give a free set of tickets out for that singular event. And then they'll go from there in terms of like if you want to spend and get more tickets or whatever, but that is what they have said. So that's how it's working. That's how it's working. Server 20, shout out to you, Plow King. How you doing? Random question: have you stopped streaming on Kick? I have, Herbie. I haven't been on there in a few weeks. Honestly, it just didn't seem like too many people enjoyed Kick. I mean, I guess it was just something extra. But yeah, it's okay. I mean, did you like Kick? Did you like Kick? Let's see, second attempt. Let's see. I'm trying to answer any questions I have early on. Another week of system lockout territory battles. As fun as it sounds. Evening, everyone. I mean, look, the territory thing is going to vary for your server to your server, right? I think overall the territory change is good. Doesn't mean it's good for everybody. No, it doesn't. But I don't really have any issue with the territory update. You know, the lag exists. It's never going to change, guys. You know, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I don't have an issue with it, but also it doesn't live up to what you would want it to be, you know, in that, like, there's no reason to get hype about it, right? So we just kind of are where we are on that one. I don't really know what to say. Like, I'm not trying to be negative about the game, but I think that we just need to learn to accept that some things are how they are, right? Like, there's some things that they're not going to ever get right. And when I mean get right, they're just not going to have this perfect game where it's not laggy. It's just not going to happen. We should really, as a player base, stop expecting it. I'm not saying stop asking. I'll keep bringing it up, but it's just not going to happen. It's 5 years in, guys. The game itself, like its actual, from the built platform it's on, was never meant to handle things like territory capture without rebuilding the entire game. It never will. So you can do what you can. I will say that some platforms are far more stable. PC and Mac as a client, pretty damn stable. Even with full ships everywhere, I don't actually get a ton of lag. But in terms of mobile and everything, that's just not going to change, right? And like Joseph says, don't accept mediocrity. You have to. I mean, I will continue to bring things up. I'll never stop. But at what point do you just stop yelling into the void as players? Fix it, right? It's just not going to happen. And if that kills the game or the game lasts forever, whatever. But it's just not going to happen, guys. It's just not. Paul says, I love the territory update. Just wish they would put effort into fixing obvious things that are as well as giving new. Agreed. You know, there should be a better balance when it comes to new content versus, you know, updating and bug fixes and things like that. It sucks when we have months come in and you have all this stuff roll out that's new, and then the patch notes will have like 3 bug fixes in them, right? You know, it's things like battle logs when your base is getting attacked, and you know, just important things that should be adjusted. And then when they do fix things, I wish they would announce it. You know, they fixed Billups. So if y'all remember, Billups was an officer that came out last month and wasn't working correctly. Well, they fixed it, but they didn't really put out any announcement to let everybody know that was happening. So that is kind of like a compounding problem, I guess you could say. So I don't know. There are some things that I know that we can get them to course correct on and improve on. There's some things I know we can't. So, will they release about 60 levels? What do you mean, Eric? What are you talking about? Just happened to leave my previous alliance after being there for a year, plus just before TC reset announcement. Now I'm in the #1 alliance, and we now have 5 TCs, including 2 5-stars. Actually sounds like the alliance that I'm in here on server 20, which if I scroll out and look down, you can see that we stretch from Brelin to Tholis. So we have 2 different 3-stars. That allows us to get both the chronometric particle and the gilded pickle, should we choose to want to pull it. And we have all those options available to us as an alliance. And again, to be real quick, you know, talking about things that we want Scopley to change. Well, I don't think that the gilded pickle should be locked behind 3 3-star territories, meaning, you know, 5% of any given server can actually start working on free-to-play grinding the Monavine. I think that's terrible, and that is definitely something we can bug them on making better. Really hope that's something we can push for them to improve on and make better. Someone explain to me whether I should build a Mantis at 33 or 39. It's grade 4, so it should require grade 4 research, which needs shipyard 39, but shipyard says Mantis level 33. You can build it at 33, Sarkasa. Just because it's a 4-star ship doesn't mean it has to be built in the 40+ range. You can build it at that lower level. That's when they designed it and released it for, and you can, in fact, build it there if you're so choosing to invest in it. So we'll see how many of our newer players, because we are starting to get a lot of these newer servers getting in that range, and we'll see how many of them unlock it. But Yeah, you absolutely can build it in the early 30s if you would like to. Freelance is like 70% of your server. Well, that's a dead heckin' server, but I'm sorry that it's that dead. I'm sorry. But yeah, what research can you do when you hit level 45 on account? Go Blue. I don't have all those memorized, man. I really don't. If you go to stfc.space, you can look at all the researchers that are in the game. It's obviously way too many, because that's one of the things that they've been power creeping for a long time. But if you go to stfc.space, which is now a Scopley managed and run, you can check out all the researchers that are available and sort by unlock level, if you would like, by the various trees, and that way you can kind of take a look at some of the new ones. So got 2 impossible full pulls from the Mantis refinery, 2 full 110 of pipe. That's fantastic. I mean, one thing about the Mantis refinery that I love, especially if you're a player in the 30s, why you do want to go after it, is the ability to work on the Strange New Worlds crew. Like, you can't really work on the Janeway crew at that level, right? But you talk about what crews are going to be effective for a lot of your especially hostiles, and especially when you get into the upper 40s and 50s range, those are huge. Those are absolutely paramount to, you know, focus in on it and take advantage of it, if nothing else for that. Plus, the other thing with the Mantis is you can greatly increase and influence the amount of Syndicate XP that you're pulling. And with them releasing more Syndicate levels, I'm not sure how many people caught that, but with them releasing more Syndicate levels, you know, you kind of want to continue to progress through that because they're going to continue to put things inside Syndicate that, you know, if you're only getting the daily drip from, or maybe you're only getting the Bajoran daily plus the daily drip, it's going to take a long time to get there. So, man, this is 100% worth your time investment. There are some things that aren't really worth the time investment. Like, it's worth it to unlock the Franklin A. It's not really worth it to invest time and resources in the Franklin A, at least where the game is right now. You know, depending on where you're at, as a free-to-play, I can see you investing in the Fuchsia. But honestly, you know, even for me, if you focused on the OAT missions, I don't focus on the Fuchsia. It's something that has taken a back seat for me just because there's so many loops in the game. So Mantis is one of the ones as a special ship does have a lot of importance and is worth, you know, putting a lot of time in. And if you can get it, you know, at least for the level as high as you can in the 30s, it's something I would recommend. You know, it's definitely, I think, advantageous for both spenders and free to play to work on their Mantis. And that way you can, one, either limit your spending. If you're a spender, you don't have to spend as much, and free to play allow you to progress a lot faster, especially in Syndicate, but also getting some of those very, very important officers. Good to see you, Mike. Good to see you, Looney. Hope you are having a fantastic weekend. Good to see you. What happened to the skin for the Fuchsia? It's sell only, Charles, and it kind of pops in and out. I mean, it's still around. I don't think I've seen it personally, but I haven't really gone look for it. Usually it appears on Mondays, if I remember right, for Mining Monday. Mining Monday obviously has been taken over by the brand new Forbidden technology, but yeah, that's kind of like your path and everything. Paul, good to see you. Thanks for the reply on Discord, much appreciated. Still figuring out dual grinding, but for now I'm just gaining Klingon rep and starting off 40. Well, congrats, Paul. That's freaking awesome. I'm excited for you. Raj, good to see you. Good to see you. I hope I have a great day. I'm having an okay day. Comcast has been terrible. I've been working all day with Bleacher Report and my other channel. But yes, it's a good day. Any day that my kids are fed and happy is a good day for me as a father. So, Scott, good to see you. Thank you for rolling on in. Hope you're having a good weekend as well. You haven't had the glass skin pop up for a few months. If y'all remind me tomorrow morning, somebody ping me on Discord tomorrow morning, what I'll do is I will remind the devs, hey, it's Mining Monday. A lot of people are asking about this, and they'll probably use it as an opportunity to put it in the pay store. So if you want to actually buy it, remind me in the morning. I will remind them. Again, if you don't want to buy it, don't worry about it. But if you're looking to just straight buy it, remind me in the morning. I might be able to convince them to do it for Mining Monday. We shall see. I don't want to make a promise, obviously, because y'all know what it's like working on Scopley. But I definitely will try to make an effort if that's something that y'all are wanting to go after. So, Reserve 9, what level do you need to be to get the Breen and Ferengi FTs? Level 35, no option in the store. 40 plus Bluntman, but depending on which things you're talking about, one thing to keep in mind is a lot of these are getting locked behind either the web store or the Mac and PC store. So not everything that's coming available as a paid option is available on Apple and, I'm sorry, I almost said Apple and iOS, but on iOS and Google. You have to check the web store or check the PC/Mac store. Why do they lock certain things behind that? Well, the answer is pretty simple. because they get a better cut from Exela than through Apple Google. Apple and Google take a 30% off the top immediate cut from every pack. Exela takes a significantly smaller percentage. So they put a lot of things now, especially the past few months, behind the web store. And that's the reason as to why. So if you've been holding back as a spender, you're like, what do I need a Scopley ID for? That is why you would want to make a Scopley ID and join the web store. You don't have to do it, obviously. You can do whatever you want to do. But I'm just saying that is why they continually have those things locked behind there. That's the reason, because they're able to make more money and they avoid the high fees of apps. So, hey, Thomas, good to see you. You only buy from the web store. Got to get those multiphasics, obviously. Lots of value in multiphasic. You've been trying out Star Trek Infinite. Interesting game. Have expanded too quickly. I like Infinite. I've been playing it a little bit this weekend. I have been focusing kind of more on work, but yeah, I think so. I think it's a good game, and I hope you're enjoying it. I know you said you're playing it, but I hope you're enjoying it while you're playing it. And I'm going to try to put out some Star Trek Infinite content this week, kind of going over some basics. Here's how to do this. Here's what you should do if you're getting started, that type of deal, because I know a lot of y'all been asking me about it. So I'll put some content out for you. Adrian, good to see you. Good to see you. Overdue for another anthology arc? We are. We'll see if we get another one anytime in the future, but we are overdue for something like that. Good to see you. Is Avix a good officer to have? Meh. Kind of indifferent, Alan. I mean, there is a small little range where maybe Avix could be useful, but honestly, Avix for me is a card that I use in I use Avix in a couple of away teams. So, but other than that, I don't really use Avix, no. What was that Cerritos Refinery tab you were just on? What do you mean, Ryan? That's just the normal Cerritos Refinery. It wasn't anything special. That was just my normal Cerritos Refinery. Let me go send that there. It wasn't anything like unique or special. Avix and Pan for lead expedition. See, I use Nero, Kirk, and Pan for my lead expedition, but Avix is an option, and one of my accounts does actually use Avix in that run. But yeah, that is about the only time I would really use Avix. So I want to say thank you for the video. Started in February, level 35, almost at 60 million power. Congrats, that's pretty awesome, Bluntman. And got Star Trek Infinite for my birthday yesterday. Well, happy birthday to you as well. Man, just a whole bunch of excitement for you. Happy birthday. Hey, critical success. Yay, we like that. We like critical success. In about an hour-ish, I'll have that. And I got collective bargaining. Wow, what a good little run for me. So, use Burnham instead. So the reason that I don't use Burnham, one, I don't really use the Enterprise anymore because on the main account here, I'm in the 40s, obviously. And then the other reason is just that my Burnham isn't as heavy stat-wise, so I get better returns for using Kirk. But yeah, I mean, Burnham is a perfectly legitimate option for that run. So I'm gonna go ahead and stack this with some health. Who all we got available? Not as many people as I would like, but we'll take it. We shall take it. Hey, that game is for desktop, not phone. Correct, Jeffrey. Star Trek Infinite is a PC game or Mac, and you cannot play it on mobile. And I guess that's a limitation. Personally, as odd as it might sound, I'm not really a mobile gamer. I don't really do mobile gaming. I know it's weird because I literally have this game here and I support my family with this game, but I'm not really a mobile gamer. PC gamer is where my love is. PC gamer is where my love is. It showed more options. Ryan, I honestly don't know what you're talking about, but I'll pull it up just so you can see it. So here's my support tab. I mean, it's just literally my Titan, my Cerritos, a little bit of harvesting that I will never do, and then my Disco Refinery. That's it. That's just my normal runs. And we go ahead and swap this out. Doesn't matter what it is. Crew-wise, but I need to put my Disco out because we need to go do my Anomalous Phenomenon. If you haven't done Anomalous Phenomenon, strongly encourage you to get that done today. Strongly encourage you to get that done. What's the meta for freebooters? Strange New World crew or the Voyager crew? Strange New World crew or the Voyager crew? All right, so that was an easy W. I'm gonna recall that and go run a couple more of these Q trials. Trying to fly through these here on my Sunday night. As you can tell, a little bit late getting into all my stuff today. So, does something open up as you do your Cerritos? I mean, the Cerritos does have 3 different events. So you have your standard event at 35. which opens up, you know, for Cerritos at any tier at 35 plus. Then if you have a tier 4 Cerritos and you're level 40 plus, you have a separate event. And then if you have a max Cerritos, you have a separate event if you're up in the 50s rate. So yeah. Burnham's also good for another away team, officer training. Away team traits, her and changing clear. Yeah, I use that one quite often, Joseph. That's actually a really good one. And another one that will give you away team XP or away team, you know, the currency for away team traits, and will pay out the away team's currency for if you're doing rep or blueprint turn-ins. We say that free to play is moving primarily towards PvE and pay to win are PvP based at this point. Well, David, I wouldn't say moving because I'd say it's always been that way. I don't think there's ever been a time in the game where it wasn't that. But yes, it is still that. And then you could argue, I guess it's heavily reinforced that way. But I think it's always been that way. You know, if you're a free to play player, you've always kind of had to work from behind when it came to PvP. But you could usually do just as well in the PvE side of things, generally speaking. Gotta go again. Need to sleep soon. I want to finish Star Trek Insurrection. All right, Sarkasa, have an enjoyable rest of your evening. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. We go ahead and collect this real quick. That'll finish my Q's trial. And we'll go do our anomalous phenomenon over here. Hit some of these. And if you're ever wondering why, Rev, why are you not just summoning to finish it? Because I like to be as efficient as possible and collect as much of that currency as I can, which means that I actually don't use the currency to finish the event. I actually go out and grind it. So go up here. There we go. Did I miss the overview / update event store? Nope. I mean, there's nothing changing, Sean. I'm just kind of more answering like what people had maybe question wise or wanted value wise, but there's nothing being added to the event store. Not that there was any plans to it. It's a Davos style store. When we were discussing values, obviously at the beginning of the month, the best value was in the ISO emulsion because they had a ridiculously high amount in it. And now it's just more of like really stressing like, hey, make sure you're getting in terms of value that you find. For me, it's been going after the uncommon gas and the uncommon ore. Those are the two that I need the most at this account's level. And then I like my other account, like my higher level account in the 50s, I do a lot of ore mostly because I'm trying to get as much par steel as possible. So it just kind of varies based on what, you know, your account needs for where you're at. But you can see I'm pulling right here, and I got 1 Garrick Shard, 2 Alonzo Freeman, and 1 Dr. Tiana. Do we source Mantis just from 1 Incursion store or takes 2? Raj takes multiple, if I'm remembering right. Now, granted, it depends on how much you score, if your server wins. That's one issue with the Incursions store is it's not really like a simple answer because you get currency through events and you get currency if your server wins. So it kind of depends on how your server's doing in Incursions. That's kind of like a little bit of a negative, you know, a little bit of a negative. Let me go turn this in real quick because I forgot to do that Thursday. Give me some more of the contraband chips that I'm just going to save up. It's going to take me ages before I can get that assimilated Stella skin. Not that I need it. I just kind of want it at this point. Again, another thing I was talking about earlier about focal points for me in the game, and that's not a focal point. So you just use Tau for freebooters, hitting up. Yes, don't need to, but chance of Nova BP and 1 day speed ups. Very valuable. There are some good drops in both Dairy Queen space and freebooter space when it comes to the rewards that their boxes can drop. You know, at level 53 plus on the freebooters, there's a very small chance that a Nova BP can drop, and anything you can do to that is fantastic. Anything you can do for that is fantastic. Hey, Mr. Fusion, how you doing? Good to see you. Do you ever have a problem when trying to log in the web store? I seem to not be able to get past the email screens. Wondering if this happened to you. Never had a problem on any device or any browser, Adam. What are you having? Maybe a browser, maybe Safari browser. I know Safari browsers had many issues before in the past, but with me not using Mac or an iDevice, I never run into that. But I have had people complain to me before about issues with the web store. They were iOS players. So Safari could be an issue when it comes to trying to load up the web store potentially. And then maybe if you're doing it from mobile, but that's just kind of like a guess in the dark. I'm not sure what device you're operating on. Ben says, I'm at 40, level 40. Probably got enough to hit 42. Should I bother spending 7,000 uncommon ore to level my auger to tier 5? Or should I just focus on hitting the 42 and getting a ship from that level? I mean, if you can get to 42, I'll say just go ahead and go to 42. If you're ready to get a ship. Now, don't go to 42 and it's going to be 4 months before you get a Valdor slash, you know, Katinga slash whatever. You know, kind of balance it out for where you're at with your account. I mean, if you can go to 42 and you're ready to get a ship, then I would say go to 42, get a ship. So, Scopley would never allow the store to be faulty. You would think that. And yet, the tales that I could tell. Good evening. How are you doing? Welcome in. You're not ready to get a ship? Yeah, then don't get a ship. Don't get a ship. All right, let's go over to my events. I have not done anything for shacks here. I don't really care about getting shacks at all. It doesn't move the needle for me because PvP is, I mean, even with me having been a light spender on this account, most of my accounts are pure free to play, but this one, it's just no point. There's no point in me even attempting this. This is a waste of my time. If I have if I have something to do, I might decide to do it, but I'm definitely not going to go after him. Just a waste of my time at this point. Let's see. Multiphasic Hunter. I would love to get more of that, but I'm not going to buy any packs, so I'm left out of that one. I do need to turn my daily events on, though. Using an Android phone. Well, I don't know of any Android-specific issues for the web store. I wish I had a better answer for you, but I don't have one. Ops 49 Plus Assimilated. Give good ship XP. Not as good as Exchange, but close. Yeah, Matt, that was one of the perks of going after that when they first came out. But to be honest, there are better places for that now, especially like with some of the newer hostiles that have come out. The 49 plus area Borg space, I would consider kind of a dead part of the game. I mean, you can go to it, but it's a heavy flight time for no real advantage compared to a lot of the newer hostiles. Like I said, they put an effort into freebooters, the Dairy Queen hostiles, etc., having better rewards from ship parts to XP, and then obviously you got the Eclipse hostile, stuff like that. So I don't mess with those anymore, but I mean, they do still exist, and you are right that they can drop some good stuff, but again, it's so far out there, and I don't really know many people who fool with it anymore, but it can be. And I guess if you run into a server where you'll have a lot of activity and you want to avoid running into a lot of other people, have it all to yourself, well, I mean, good use having all that to yourself up there. You're probably not going to run into a lot of people trying to mess with that. So, Tier 7 is max for 4-star refinery for Voyager. Correct, Joseph. At Tier 8, the Voyager refinery swaps over to 5-star. Now, you can't go to the Tier 8 on the Voyager until you're in the 50s anyway, but once you're in the 50s and you can go Tier 8 on your Voyager, just make sure that you actually want to do that, because you will lose the ability to pull 4-star ship parts from the Voyager refinery. And that's kind of a big deal for a lot of people. Big deal for a lot. I mean, a big deal for me, because I still plan on working on my 4-star ships in the 50s on this account. I don't necessarily want to run out of those or get rid of all those. So just another thing to kind of add to the, man, too much to keep up with list. And there is a lot to keep up with. So I got to go drop this out over into Borg space, because I am running out of those. Even though I did just get that away team, it's not enough for my pool. So we'll go throw that over there. What's up, Emperor Hot Dog? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Brett says, my tribute came out of the oven yesterday. It's my first 4-star battleship. So a few mats saved up. 25 million points worth. Wow. Well, are you going to, where's that place you in your leaderboard? Where does that place you in your leaderboard, Brett? That's pretty good. That's pretty stankin' good. We'll go back to my refineries real quick. And let me go ahead and pull this. Get my speed ups. Do that for my 1-day speed ups. That's super valuable for any player in the 40s. If you haven't maxed out your discovery, you absolutely should, if for no other reason than that which I just showed you. And start pulling in all these while I read the chats. Hey, Bartman, good to see you. How are you doing? You're in second place. First has 37 million and third at 18. So I'm just waiting for last-minute sniping. That's another thing I hate about leaderboards. It makes me like be active in the game so much to watch my score, and I'll just be like the rest of us here in the low spender free-to-play land, just griping about all the things I wish I could unlock. I don't want to. Spending. Thinking about hitting Ops 51? Can you still get 4-star ship parts at 51 besides multiphasics? Nope. They basically all dry up, Mr. Fusion. There is absolutely no scenario where I advise anybody to go 50 plus. If you're a heavy spender, do it at your own, warning, I guess. You can definitely do it, but there is, in my opinion, I don't recommend anybody going up to 50 plus. I say stall your gameplay. I'm not having any desire to put this account in the 50s until G6 comes out, and the other account that I have in the 50s has basically become a dead account. I can't afford to play in it. I just can't afford to play in it. So I just don't pass out recommendations to go 5-star. It's just not fun. It's not. And I don't know many spenders who enjoy it either. I mean, it's just one of those things that it's universally complained about. So if you want to, feel free. Just kind of consider the warnings that get passed out a lot about it. You can still make that decision for yourself. Definitely not trying to make it for you. But if you're asking my advice, no, I wouldn't go 5-star. I would just sit there and enjoy being 49. Maybe go to 50 because things don't change too drastically yet. But that's what I would do. I would just sit, relax, and enjoy the game. Enjoy the game. 50 is still 4 stars, so you can camp there. 51 is where it gets bad. Yeah, I mean, you can. I would still sit at 49 just because there's such a massive jump. And here's the thing. Going from 49 to 50 is a huge jump, and then going 50 to 51 is super cheap. So here's the thing. If you go to 50, the price tag for 51 is super low, and it's extremely tempting. Like, if you go from 49 to 50, it's really easy to just go ahead and go to 51. And then your whole world changes. So generally, that's one of the reasons we have a warning system there, because saving up from 49 to 50 is a lot. I mean, it's expensive. You got a lot of buildings you got to do, a lot of things you got to do. And then you don't have that same problem to go to 51. So it's just the game's gonna be right there, just like tempting you. Just go ahead and hit that button. And I just try to make sure people are aware of what they're going to be running into. And then you gotta make that decision for yourself, right? Like, I'm not trying to stifle anybody's gameplay, just trying to make sure that everybody is knowledgeable about what's going to happen. 49 to 50, as Fusion points out, is a brutal run, but then 51 is, I mean, it's pennies on the dollar by comparison, but at the same time, you're completely changing the economy and going into a world of pain and suffering. And if that sounds dramatic, well, then good, because I'm trying to make it sound dramatic to really tell you how it is up there. So it's just based on my experience and then working with players in that area. There are definitely people who enjoy the 50s. Please don't make it sound like, or don't make it to where, or don't interpret what I'm saying as it's impossible for you to enjoy it, because there are people who do. Mostly the people who are up there have nothing nice to say about it. It is a painful area. But as has happened in the past, when they release new areas, like when they released G5, G4 started getting easier and easier as time went on. Same thing's going to happen with G5. G6 will be the new premium area where they're trying to focus in a lot on in terms of where they want the spenders to spend. So they're going to be pushing people up into that area. And that means that G5 will get easier as we go along. Chris says, it took me months to get from 49 to 50. I just slow rolled it when I stocked up on ramen credits. Very nice. I have gotten, and by the way, a shout out to everybody who watches the channel. Had a lot of people who were very grateful for the video we put out about the Borg systems and Dairy Queen space. I thought we had talked about it enough in the live streams. Definitely gave me kind of an eye opener that I have a certain group of people who will watch the live streams and a certain group of people who will watch the static videos. So I need to make sure that any information like that I also cover in a short video instead of just on stream. I figured everybody kind of knew about it, but yeah, there you go. Burnt says, I'm not going 4-star until 6 stars out, so then I won't go to 5-star until 7 stars out. Well, Burnt, 7 stars probably, what, many years away. Are we even going to make it there? I don't know. Are we going to make it there? Just saying, enjoy the game however you want to enjoy it. I'm trying to make sure that everybody is aware of what it looks like, moving in those directions. I just want to make sure everybody kind of knows. As it. Star Tree, I'm glad you enjoy it. So, great observation and call. Well, thank you, B. I try to be good to the players. The players are good to me, right? Like, the only reason I'm able to support my family and my 3 kids is because of amazing people like y'all. And the only reason I have a voice with the overlords is because of the community. So I promise you, if I was just by myself, they would just see me as this annoying, loud ginger. So it's only because of the community that I can try to come to them on your behalf. So Simpleva, good to see you. Hey, Monkey, good to see you as well. Give us some good news for next week. I don't know. I mean, they are running the ticket event tomorrow to make up for the wrong ticket event this weekend, and they will pass out a free ticket set so people can run those. So that's good news. Get an extra ticket event. Extra ticket event. Everybody likes extra, right? More is more is something that we always say here on the channel. More is more. So, by the way, if you're watching live, hit the like button while you're here and go ahead and throw some more questions in. And we'll go through it. And then tonight, I'm going to try to put together some content for this week. We got to do Star Trek Fleet Command content. We got to do Star Trek Infinite content. And I've got to do content for my football channel. So it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. All right, the ticket event's now 48 hours. Just more time for you to complete them, Johnny. Are we complaining about more time to complete? I'm not. They've been doing that on the weekends. So, been doing that on the weekends. And I'm I personally am appreciative of that. I like that they're doing that on the weekends. I like 48 hours because sometimes I either forget or I don't feel like it, or, you know, a Saturday I might have more time than a Sunday. I like it. I'll not go to 34 until I have enough shards for a 34 ship. I mean, I would say you could sit at 34/35 and not have to be ready for the ships. You can go ahead and move up there. Be able to teleport crew between ships. Oh, don't worry, Eric. That only got asked about in 2018. So it's probably right around the corner. The truth answer on stuff like that is there's a lot of tech limitations, and getting them to create the system to make that work is very difficult. We have asked for it for literal years. Hopefully one day they will succumb to our demands, acquiesce to our request, and make it happen. But to this point, they have not. What's your thoughts on the new primes coming out? Well, I already did a video about them, Monkey, but I don't like them. I'm not buying them. I think they're a slap in the face to free-to-play players, but meh. Is the Titan worth getting? The Titan's kind of meh. There's nothing wrong with the Titan. Like, if you slowly unlock the Titan, it's completely fine. It's not like the Titan's a bad ship. But in terms of like prioritizing your gameplay, I wouldn't make the Titan a priority. The only people who need to have the Titan probably be a focal point is higher levels, mainly because the refinery, if you come down over here into the support tab, you want the rare skill points. So if you get into the 40s and stuff, you kind of do want it to try to work on, you know, your fleet commanders and everything. But generally speaking, just because we have such a time issue in the game, as in there's only so much time in a day and there's so many things that need to get done, for most people, that is one of those things that's just kind of like low on the priority list. Doesn't mean you can't do it, but it's not something that I would put up there as super important. I'm gonna go ahead and do that just because I do need to get my pickle upgraded. And that reminds me, my pickle refinery. Yeah, I need to pull my pickle refinery. That gives me hopefully some more. Oh gosh, see this, right? I got that grind for the pickle, man. I need to do some more active grinding with the pickle. Let's send her back up there. Let's send her back. Away she goes. Titan takes 2 seconds. Yeah, I mean, it's the question is more of like, should you divert X board credits? I wouldn't say make it a huge focus. I'll be honest, Brett, I don't even do the summoning every day. I'll do it now, not summoning. I don't even do the special ability every day. I'll do it now just because you've said something, but it's literally like so in the back of my mind, unimportant. I don't really fool with it that much. There you go. I have now done my duty, and that's really all you have to do to complete your daily. That's literally it. It's just there's so many other things to do. It's, even though that was, you know, 5-10 seconds, I spent more time complaining about it than doing it. There's too many other things that it's low on my list of importance. So the pickle or the Newton at 46. I mean, the pickle's far more important long term for your gameplay. So if you're just judging it based on what's going to be more important for your gameplay, then I would say pickle. If you're just judging it based on gameplay value. But I mean, I love having all my 46s. Definitely want at least one 46. Minimum 2. I would say minimum. You want at least one. But 2 is also good. I love having 2 46s. My Coronar and my Pylum have allowed me to do way more than most. I mean, I can punch up to like, what, 55 solo armadas. And I can go into, you know, early deep space for certain things. And I mean, I don't get left out of a lot of armadas. I mean, I like having my 2 46s. I've got a Pylum and a Coronar. I still have the Valdor and the Katinga. The Katinga, as you can see, does still get used, mainly because it's pretty beefy. I actually took it to tier 7, so 28 million is no slouch, right? I mean, that's pretty respectable. So it still gets used a little bit. And if you're wondering why I chose the Katinga, simple, because it's Klingon. Was it a smart decision? I mean, game-wise, probably not the most, you know, efficient decision I could make. But it's Klingon, and we like Klingons. At least I like Klingons a lot, so I like Klingons a lot. My Voyager's also leveled for my level. I have no pickle and ignore my Titan. See, I just now got my Talios, Defiant, and Voyager all are done in terms of upgrades for my level. And it feels really good to be able to say that. It's a lot of pressure off to get all the stuff done. So it's a lot of pressure off to get all this stuff done. Reminds me, by the way, there's another grind I got to go do. I actually need to go grind. I need to go grind several things. But we're going to go grind up here because I need stuff for my Bajoran runs. Parts fine for the Monavine, needs improvement. Seems it's real limited and weak. I mean, it's all tier based, right, Monkey? And unless you were willing to spend $1,000 at your level to get the Monavine leveled up and tiered up, it's going to feel pretty underwhelming. But so it is pretty decent for its tier at its level. But again, it's another one of those things that takes time and effort, and who wants to spend the money? I believe that, you know, the 35 to like 49 range is probably the most fun range in the game. There's the most ships that matter, and there's also still a relatively decent level of progression in terms of speed. And then you get in the 50s and it slogs down again. You know, and for a while, you know, this same time about a year and a half ago, I would have said that the late 30s were probably the best. You know, that early 30s was the range, and that's kind of moved up a little bit. So the Pickle's level locked. Everything's basically level locked. So everything's basically level locked. A Monkey, I don't know if you've seen it, but I've posted the rewards for the Pickle in terms of how much it pays out at each tier. So let me see if I can find the chart really quickly. Where's the pickle chart? Where's our pickle chart? Where's our pickle chart? I did, I think I made it. Did I make a video on the pickle chart, y'all? Anyway, let me see if I can find it in our volunteer area on my Discord. Sorry, I'm just scrolling right now looking for it. Where's the pickle? Oh my gosh. Let me go to charts. There's too many. I mean, there's not too many charts because I love what our volunteers do and what everybody who helps me does. They do a fantastic job. This game just has so much stuff to keep up with. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Yes. Pickle loop information, refinery. And let me slide it over here. So, display capture. And this one. All right. So here's the Gilded Pickle. Now, it depends on what you talk about in terms of value of what you're getting. But like way over here is your Queen's Favor, Car Steel, Titanium, Dilithium. So if you're, for example, a level 60 player and you max out your Pickle, you're going to get 1.1 trillion Car Steel per turn in. 1.1. Pretty beefy. A lot. That's a lot. So yeah. Then you come down here into Raw Trit, 180, and then Dilly, 23. Again, we're just talking about like if you're really high up there, high level, like really up there, right? I'm not saying y'all got to be up there. I'm just saying high level. So in terms of payouts, yeah, I mean, it's pretty decent. It's just, you know, do you want to do the investment required to go through all that? And with you being a high level player, you know, it's unless you've taken the money to max that out, it's not worth it, right? And I wouldn't tell people to go out and just spend the money to make that happen, but it will feel underwhelming for your tier until it is tier appropriate. And you do have to go through all the time to make that happen. As you can see, my Gilded Pickle is currently, you know, tier 3.5-ish, not even tier 4 yet. So even for me as a player, if I decided to go in and do the turn in right now, I would be getting at level 46, I would be getting 10 billion par steel. Like, whoop-de freaking do, right? Whoop-de freaking do. It's not that great. But if it was tier 6, which is the max for my level, I'd be getting 28 billion every day. All right, so that's basically 3 times as much. 10 billion is nothing to necessarily scoff at, but it's not like, yay! 30 billion is like, okay, 30 billion a day, that's basically $1 trillion a month, right? That's not bad. So it's all about getting tier appropriate. And obviously Scopley wants you to pay to be tier appropriate. I don't want to pay to be tier appropriate. So it's going to take me longer. It's going to take me longer. And that's kind of the tricky thing with the Pickle. Monkey, if you need the chart, shoot me a message. I'll send you the chart. So the Pickle is good, but the Pickle also scales pretty well at your level. Like if you are working your way up on the Pickle, I'll tell you this, man. If you were like a player in the 50s and you bought the Pickle and you're like, hey, I don't want to spend any more money and I'm going to free to play it up. Hey, Kraken, good to see you. I'm going to free to play up my pickle and you bought it at like level 55, you're going to hate the pickle. You're going to see this thing. You're just like, man, this thing is useless. Because it kind of is for the low scaling. So Simpleva says, I'll have it free in 10 weeks. Some free resources. Yeah, free is always good. Like, we like more. I'm just saying that the pickle is one of those, before you start seeing, you know, nice amounts, you're going to have it at the level for your, or at the tier for your level. All right, John, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in and saying, hey, my Defiant has been tier or 2 behind the entire time I've had it. That's fair. See, like, I worked really hard. One of the things I've done sitting here at 46 is I wanted to get my specialty ships up. So now my Defiant is maxed for my level. My Voyager is maxed for my level. My Talios is maxed for my level. And I feel like a nice return from all of these because I took the time to do that. Not going to pay to be tier appropriate. I do spend a bit, but I have a firm budget. Yeah, and David, please keep in mind that I'm simply trying to pass along the information to y'all, right? Like, I am not trying to tell you to spend to take your pickle to tier 12 or tier 10 or whatever. I'm just letting y'all know why it feels the way that it does. And you have to decide where that value is for you. I don't see any value in me paying for my pickle to be tier 6. I don't. Do I see it being useful? Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I can wait a couple months or however long it takes me to get to tier 6. I'm not going to pay to get that tritanium and get that par steel. I'm just not. But that's my choice. That's my decision. Hey, Dale, how you doing? Titan is fine to churn out free to play and slow burn on the upgrading. Yeah, I mean, all of my thing, Harvey, the reason I don't do the Titan is because I just have too many different things and I just don't ever want to think about the Titan. I have a focal point of like what I want to work on and I just don't bother with the other stuff. And that's all that comes down to. It's not that the Titan is bad or even that the Titan is hard. But like for me personally, I literally put it in a box of I'm not even thinking about that because I have all these other things to do. And I just don't want my list to be even longer. Even if it's not very difficult to do. I just don't want my list longer. If that makes any sense. And y'all can be very different than that. And that's completely okay. But for me, like when I play the game, I have a list of things that I want to do and I want to care about. And I've written off things like the Titan A and the Franklin. And I will do them if I think about them. Like if I'm just sitting there going, hey, I actually have done everything I wanted to do today. What else can I do? What else can I do? Titan. As level 60, it really feels weak sauce. Oh, which one, Peter? Oh, you have the pickle and it's a terrible ship. However, the refinery is excellent and I'm free to play the build. Not in a rush, pull it every day and grind once a week. Awesome. There you go, Peter. There you go. One of the 620-ish level 60s we have here in the chat. Good to see you, Peter. So, makes sense. There's only so much you can do in a day. Yeah, it's one of those that like I have a category of events and ships that are, if I have done what I wanted to do that day, then I'll go do it. That's what the Titan is in for me. That's what the Franklin is in for me. Honestly, that's what the Disco is in or was in before I maxed it. And that's why it took me so long to max out the Disco. Even though the Disco is important, that's why it took me personally so long to max the Disco. So, on topic, list of things to want to do the Stellar Loop since it seems pointless. Stellar Loop answer is simple. Research. That research tree, even now years later, still has good value. And as annoying as the Stella is, the research tree, that's the answer. The big thing on the research tree is because there are several efficiency researches in that research tree that really help out players, particularly free to play. Now, I would say that that tree does not have the same level of value that it used to. It definitely has got some diminishing value because of the creep and power creep and other researchers having the same effects that have come in over the years. But in just terms of, is it good for you? It's still good for you because of that. It is probably still the worst grind or most annoying grind in the game. Maybe the Devore takes that charge from it. But yeah, that would be why. The Stella is annoying, but at the same time, that research is really good and valuable. And keep in mind that if you don't do it, you can end up like me, where people shame you for it for years. And being internet shamed over your pixel ship, man, you'll never feel lower in life than when you're being internet shamed over a pixel ship. It's the worst feeling in the world. Worst feeling in the world. Pickles Ops 40 unlocked. So really, if you go at it at 40, it'd be grow with you. But if you get it at 50, you have to grow it to get to Ops Party. Yeah. Or Ops Parity. Exactly, Matthew. Right. And even then, like, you think about the pickle, it's right in the middle of other things that are arguably more important because you really don't need the pickle refinery until you're 50 plus, right? You don't need the pickle refinery in the 40s. You can use it, but you don't need it. In today's economy and the games as where it is right now, you do not need the resources that the pickle provides in the refinery in the 40s. The vents pay out too much. If you're an active everyday player, you've got what you need, unless you just decided to go get raided. So now you will want it in the 50s, because as everybody in the 50s can tell you, and I can tell you from, my account, you're broke. The economy don't pay enough. Like, my dailies only pay enough to give me 1.5 repairs of my Sanctus and Sompac. 1.5, I think, or maybe 2. So you struggle, and that doesn't even count the trillions and trillions of par steel you need to upgrade the buildings. And then that Montavine starts going like, oh wow, that Montavine actually looks kind of good now. So yeah, if you're in the 40s, definitely slowly grind up and work on your pickle. But what's going to be more important for you? Voyager, Talios, Defiant, those 3 definitely more important overall, just by comparison. So yeah. Finally, almost maxed my M score at 157, and 1 more scrap should max for me. Congrats, Andy. That's awesome for you. And hey, Captain Jesse, good to see you. Is it worse than stepping on Legos? Very close, Fantabulous. Very close, actually. Yeah, we actually did a study. We partnered with Pew Research, and they agreed that it's almost as bad as stepping on Legos. Thank you for being here at the channel. Yeah. But yeah, that's obviously a joke. Oh, we did not partner with Pew Research. You think I can afford that type of research? No, not at all. You like the research, though? Yeah, I mean, that is something to get brought up. The research for the pickle is good. I like the research edition that they brought in. I wouldn't say that it's like game-changing amazing, but it's good. And here's your pickle research right here. Again, not game-changing amazing, but I do like the rare armada, epic armada, uncommon armada increase. Obviously, you're going to want to have more of those undercroft reserves, because that's a pain in the butt. The research reinforcement here for lowering the cost. Obviously, we want anything that's an efficiency research. We want to give it love. So yeah, you're right. It has some good stuff in here, but it's just one of those like, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and throw one of these in there. There you go. We'll start doing that one, because that annoys the heck out of me. Takes forever. Definitely slow ground and work on your pickle. Things that I should probably pay attention to what I'm saying. Hey, Myrtle Turtle, how you doing? Myrtle Turtle is in my alliance on server 97. They are one of my subordinates. Good to see them. We'll tell you if I agree in 10 weeks, maybe. Okay, Leonard, I'll be here. Price says, just got the pylon. Talios is weak sauce at tier 3. Shall spend some time getting that up and not taking daily faction credits? I mean, you should definitely work on getting your Talios up, yes. And any of our 50 pluses in the chat can confirm this. The Talios is one of your best ships in the 50s. Tier 12, a Talios can be over 200 million in strength. And even if that isn't your strongest ship, it is still going to be a very effective ship, very fast ship. And cost-wise, in terms of repairs, cheaper than some of your other ones. So the Talios is a fantastic ship, just overall. Definitely worth investing in and going after. Not that I'm trying to say that the Pylum isn't. The Pylum is as well. But the Talios is something that I would recommend you not ignore. Definitely give the Talios the love and care it deserves. It's a good ship. It's a good ship. You work on your Stella when you can make yourself be mean enough to leave your small alliance. I mean, you don't have to do that. I mean, obviously the Stella is easier with a larger alliance and more people running those armadas. So more people running those armadas would definitely help. Oh man, good times. All right, that was a long-winded like little run. I'm back. Okay, take a deep breath. Finish the grind. I feel like I've gotten a pretty good amount of grind done while we've been sitting here. But let me see, collect real quick. See if we can get all these for us 100 boxes. Or just solo R the armadas. You can do that too. Personally, I don't like soloing the armadas, the Eclipse ones, just because I feel like I'm leaving out my group and I feel bad about it. But you don't have to have empathy like I do. You can just straight do it. Say, screw it. Let's do what's best for me and go from there. How can you level the Saladin ship fast if you can? You can't, actually. The Saladin is probably the hardest of the 28s to level because everything needs crystal. You have research that needs crystal. You have docks or, docks and guns. One's gas, one's crystal. My brain's blanking. Needs crystal. Then you have Horizon that needs crystal. You need Vidar needs crystal. You have level 30 miners that need crystal. It's one of the reasons that we tell people these days to skip the Saladin. Do your events, do your refinery, scrap envoys to try to get some of that crystal you need. Try that. Try that. Yeah, docks. Thanks, Kevin. It's like, which one is it? The docks or guns? Is it docks or guns? And I knew whichever one I picked would have been wrong. I knew it was one of them. So now I have too much crystal, nothing to spend on. Where's my gases? Oh, it's probably because you went Enterprise then. Probably because you went Enterprise. So the Talios is amazing. Great cargo and quick with solid impulse research and a speed crew. You have impulse of over 450. It's really impressive, Pete. And I'm assuming you maxed it out tier 12. Maxed out tier 12. Yeah, gas on guns. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Oh boy, what did I hit? What did I go hit? Oh, I hit a 53. Yeah, that's a little high up there for that run. Stupid Coronar. Supposed to be focusing on 51s. How could you do that to yourself? What an idiot. Y'all see that? You see that that Coronar, how stupid it is? I wonder who's piloting it. He's probably an idiot too. What an idiot. Our alliance on Thursday, server 89, epic. We run 4 to 5 armadas every 5 minutes for hours. I can turn over a seller pretty much every week. That's fantastic, Paul. I love that you have that experience with your alliance. That is what most people would dream of their alliance being able to do. I think that's great. I think that's great. YouTube won't load the actual stream. That's weird, Matt. We're fine over here, man. A lot of, we're at 250 people watching. I'm sorry it's not working for you, but if you can't hear this, then don't worry about it. If you can hear it, I still like you. All right, let's see what else we got here. Don't want to miss anybody's questions. Love answering all y'all's questions and helping you out. If you're watching, hit that like button. It helps out the channel. And we try to do, maybe one plug an hour. So if you want to support the channel, do ! Donate. You can do PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. I can't do what I do without people like you. So thank you. It's optional, obviously not required. But if you do want to support the channel, that is how you can go about it. But like the video. Talios also is really useful for killing Actian hostiles later on. Can't kill the cargo, but I can get 2 million per trip. Yeah, Andy, see, I am just right underneath where that works for me, man. My pylon is more effective with a bigger cargo than my Talios at that, but they are close. My Talios just needs about one more tier, and it'll take over that role. How do you beat a pay-to-win as a free-to-play? Depends on what your level is and what you are trying to do. But like if you were 30 plus, I'd Mantis sting them and I would just start spamming them with like Realtas with burning. Go old school. Burn them. It depends on what you're fighting, what level, etc. Welcome back, Matt. Good to see you. I was looking for Twitch sound effects and forgot this is late night on YouTube. Yeah, we're late night YouTube because we've had the football stuff. For those that don't remember, I am working for Bleacher Report this month as one of their journalists and one of their media guys covering the New Orleans Saints. So I've been doing that all day, and no offense to y'all, it takes precedent because they're sending me a check to pay for my kids' school and everything. So I got to do that. Now, this next Sunday, so 7 days from now, we'll have our normal time because the New Orleans Saints actually play on Thursday this week. So they play today and then they'll play on Thursday. So next Sunday, we'll actually have it back at the EU-friendly time. But just letting y'all know how it goes. Don't know if I'm going to do the same thing in November. I mean, I obviously need to support my kids. But it's also, if y'all have noticed, I've been gone a lot in October, as in like I've been doing a lot. I'm still around. I still answer all y'all's discords, but I've been definitely running myself a little ragged, trying to manage multiple jobs. So, Scopley now has Prime bear any free-to-play research, so it's impossible, or Prime beat any free-to-play. Yeah, I complained about those researches. As you can imagine, a lot of people did. Even spenders complained about those researches, but it's where we're at, right? It's where we're at. Can't wait until I get the Talios. My Vidar is going to tier 8 on Tuesday. Congrats. Now you've got like that painful last tier, but you're so close, right? Just keep at it. Love having my Vidar tier 9 and love having the Talios. Those are some special ships. I don't regret the grinds in them. at all. All right, Johnny says, I'm level 43, but still need 17,000 uncommon G3 ore and gas. His research, should I keep leveling up my ops or stay at 43 until done? I would probably stay, just to be honest with you, Johnny. Just to be honest, the higher you level up, the worse it is when it comes to getting the materials you need for a previous economy. But, I mean, what goals do you have set, and how close are you getting them all? You know why they made it so Forbidden Tech can only be on one ship at a time? Yeah, because it's Forbidden Tech, not Forbidden Research. Even though it is basically a research, it was always designed to only go on one ship. That was always the intent. It was never meant to be... the idea behind FT was basically to take research, to take officers and combine them, and that's what they are in the game. So that's what they are in the game. That was the vision. I'm not saying right or wrong, but like there was never an intent from a design perspective to have like a single FT work on 10 ships. It was always set up to be like taking research and officers, combining them as a an aspect, and then releasing that feature. So Whew. Let's see what else we got. When can the Talios go against 36s? That's probably more of a crew question, Artilac, because my Talios was able to do that basically out the dock. The only thing was the Vidar could hold more cargo and do better until level 39. And it's not until tier 3 at level 39 that the Talios usually is going to overtake and be better when it comes to cargo and how much it's grabbing doing its runs. Elveden, glad to hear that you're enjoying Star Trek Infinite. I'm loving it as well. Very happy to hear that you're enjoying it. Make sure that you leave a review on Steam to help the game. Yeah. Wish we had multiple copies. I mean, who doesn't? DRM, right? But we both know if that multiple copies were an option, probably something that we had to pay for anyway. So just like how we have got all these fleet commanders, and now as a spender, you can have 3 fleet commanders active at one time, whereas all the free-to-play are still stuck at 1 because they're trying to grind up to the level 40 building. So, in fact, quite a few of the free-to-play players don't even have the second one that comes for free unlocked yet. So that's just, you know, welcome to the world of Star Trek Fleet Command and how things are. House 55 is cooking. Congrats. Congrats. To go hit this real quick. Trying to get through as many of these as I can. Finish up the Talios crime. And I'm not even sure how much we got here in our Bajoran run there because I hit some 53s and stuff. I did get enough apparently to triple pull though. So let's go ahead and start doing these turn-ins. You need your 4th FC, so I got to get the Syndicate one. Nice. Well, grind through your Syndicate. My Syndicate is almost 28. So that reminds me, we got to go to our refinery and double pull. So, all right, let's do this. We'll go ahead and triple this. I'm trying to get as much in terms of ship parts, and what a terrible ship part pull. Because this game doesn't like ref. Doesn't like me. You need the 4th FC, so I got to get the Syndicate one. Oh, so you bought the other one, or technically you would be buying the 4th one because 3 can be unlocked in the game. But yeah, I get what you're saying. And yeah, there you go. Enjoy your 4. I don't even have 4 FCs even if I wanted to. All right, let's do this one. Triple ship parts. Hey, that's better. That's better. Not amazing, but I'll take it. That was better. All right, here's my token. And that's all. I'll go ahead and grab that real quick. And go back over here. Watching Rival playing Infinite. Nice. Nice. Have you beaten the campaign yet? I've got one where I was going to win, and then the in-game crisis in Infinite is the Borg started invading the Alpha and Beta quadrants, and I was doing really well until everybody else started really struggling against the Borg, and I'm just sitting here like trying to make do. So, yeah, fun times. Let's go ahead and hit this. I'm almost done. And what was our event today? For our battle pass? Oh, I finished it. It was the Master Surveyor event. Okay. All right, I've finished the event then. I haven't collected my battle pass yet, so. Having a cup of tea? Well, I'm glad you're enjoying your cup of tea. I'm going to try to go enjoy more isogen mining, because who doesn't love mining in Star Trek Fleet Command? I'm pretty sure we all live for mining, right? Everybody here loves mining? You tend to have Kirk and 7 all the time. Janeway, Spock, and Cutis rotate as needed. See, I don't even have most of those that you just mentioned. I don't even have them. So it's not even an option for me. But, oh, I'm only 24. I guess it's the other account. I'm at 27. My bad. Keeping up with multiple accounts is pain, y'all. If you are ever wondering, is it worth it to do multiple accounts in this game? Not unless you want to make it a career. That's what it feels like, a career. So, yeah. Oh, we're going to do a couple more questions, and we've got to wrap it up here for the night, because I got a lot of content to make for tomorrow, including some Star Trek Fleet Command. I'm sorry, Star Trek Infinite content and Star Trek Fleet Command content. Both of them need content, so everybody's going to get content. Don't worry. And I'm curious to know what type of content y'all would like for Star Trek Infinite, and what you like for Star Trek Fleet Command. So, you get major FOMO, so you buy too much. Well, that's what Scopley tries to do, man. They try to really twist that. It's one of the reasons that I love Star Trek Infinite, because it's literally, it's a Star Trek game, and I spent it $40, done, got it. $40 and I have it. So, oh, I'm not sorry, Burn. I love making content for Star Trek Infinite. You know, it's one of those, like, I'm really happy that there is more Star Trek games. Even if people out there don't want to play Star Trek Infinite, maybe they don't have a PC or something, I'll say this. I love that Star Trek as an IP is growing. We have more stuff. So 2 accounts was fun when we first started. The second account on 43, but as time went on, things returned to normal. The second account became a hassle. So what you're saying is during COVID, it was cool, but now it's a pain. Is the Treasury any good? Treasury is the same answer every single month. Mike, there's never going to come a month where I tell you anything different. The Treasury is always good. It's always 150% of a $100 pack. It just comes down to the contents that it has are those what you need. Like I'm holding out for a ship parts one because I want to use my free one on a ship parts one, or maybe just great officers. So, yeah. So, if you're debating the Treasury, it just comes down to do you need it. In terms of value, the Treasury will always be a good value. So there's just not going to be a day it's not good value. Now, it might not be what you need, but it's still a good value. Thanks, Matt. I really do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. You'd love to watch the Borg battle you. Oh, gosh. The campaign that I've been playing right now that is at that stage is a Romulan campaign. So I've got Romulan to Daredexes and stuff, and I've been fighting it, but I need to eventually do a Federation campaign. I've just been really bad about enjoying Romulan and Klingon too much. Yeah, I will continue to make content. Any last minute questions before we get close to wrapping up here so I can try to start doing some other stuff? But I appreciate y'all being here. It really means a lot to me. Tier 7 and Tier 11 Talios. X-Borg exchange is 13.4 million probes every 3 days. No real need to hunt probes. I hunt probes. I hunt probes. I need to, but I'm working on it. Like I just need to get bigger and better. And honestly, if I took the time to like crew out this as good as I could actually punch higher than I do. But yeah, really had playing the ROMs until Romulus blew up. Yeah, I mean, at least you can say that the game has a lot of Star Trek lore in it, right? The officers did not help you this month, so it was a pass. Yeah, see, the officers I like. If I was closer to Odo, I probably would do it. But I already have 7. Already have Chakotay. It's not going to help me tier them, and I'm still halfway from Odo, so I haven't done it yet. Well, I haven't done it at all. I don't know if that's the good answer or the wrong answer or what, but I haven't done it. Let's go in here though. We want to pull that Sync at XP. Yeah, we need to go and we need to just go ahead and pull these. Got 511, but I don't have her full grinder crew. Does she work well with others? She does, see Dizzle. She's actually fantastic as a solo officer. Wrong button. Yeah, she absolutely can and does. Yes. All right, let's see if we get anything juicy here. Probably just going to be transporter patterns because I have maxed out everything but the epics in this pull. Hey, got a pike shard. Awesome. And support, what we got over here? It's going to be this. We can get our fragments for our rare skill points and do our pull. The Titan. There we go. And then go back down here to our pickle. We got enough to do the double pull here, just barely. So there's some more pickle parts. And I'm going to go ahead and prepare this. Can we upgrade it again? Yep, I am now 1 part away from having a tier 4 pickle. 1 part away from a tier 4 pickle. We're also going to speed up that research we started and do some more pickle research. You unlock Odo with this much treasure? See, if I would have been unlocking Odo, I would have gone after him. Yeah, I'm not there. But if I would have been unlocking him, I would have. And you see my Voyager research, obviously. Put a lot of time into the Voyager research. We need to do this one. And I want to do this one as well. So we're going to speed up some of this old research. There we go. And since I'm about to send the Gilded Pickle back out, I'm actually going to go ahead and do as much of this that I can. Yeah, there's others, and yes, there's others that are important, like this one, which will start this as well. But let's go ahead and do that. At least start getting that second one up. Yeah, we'll do this real quick. I'll do this one more time, and then I'll stop because I get really bad about like just flying through researches. Even though you kind of need to in this game. Kind of need to fly through researches in this game. But anyway, hold off on that. I'll do one more. Just to get to 20% improvement, and then we'll send the pickle back out. There we go, because that's as high as I can take it. And that should hopefully help with my grind. And getting more of the, because I auto grind mine, I don't ever active grind the pickle. Hopefully that'll help. All right. But Let's see. Is there any use in going to the lower level Borg systems for the antique and the simulator for ring at higher levels? No, DRM. There's no value in that. There's no value in that. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. And Myrtle says best way. Oh, get this one real quick. Best way to maximize officer pulls, or does that not really matter? Just pull as soon as I have tickets. Pull as soon as you have them. Yeah. No real use in saving for specific events. We're gonna wrap up, everybody. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. You're all amazing. I love Star Trek and I love y'all. Leave comments, like the video if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't done that, share it out with your friends so they can subscribe too. Live long and plunder. Stay safe with the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next video, and I will see y'all tomorrow with a lot of content.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.